Hello friend and welcome to another edition of Some Weird Facts About Money. According to Transparency Perceptions Index in 2019 ranks the United States as the 27th least corrupt country in the world. The UK was 18. Imagine the UAE at 24 and Uruguay 25th ahead of the USA. A Honda Civic Hybrid starts at $24,200 and gets 44 miles per gallon. A Civic with a normal gas engine starts at $16,000 and gets 39 mpg. If you drive 15,000 miles a year and gas averages $4 a gallon, it will take 47 years for the hybrid to justify its cost over the traditional model. In Russia, 0.00007% of the population, 100 people, controls 20% of the wealth. The top 1% of the richest people own 50% of global wealth. A rare 1-cent coin from 1793 recently sold for $1.38 million. The US makes up less than 5% of the world's population, but owns 30% of the world's wealth. According to writer Dan Gross, the United States produced about as much output in the third quarter of 2011 as it did in the third quarter of 2007, with about 6 million fewer workers. According to the Department of Agriculture, 1/3 of the calories Americans consume come from restaurants, almost double what it was 3 decades ago. PCs outsold Macs by nearly 60-1 in 2004. The ratio was closer to 10-1 by 2019. If you earn minimum wage, you'll need to work over 900 hours to pay for a year at an average public 4-year college. In 1980, it took 254 hours. According to a study by the Dallas Federal Reserve, foreign-born citizens made up 14% of the labor force in 2002, yet accounted for 51% of total jobs growth from 1996 to 2002. 40% of kids raised in a family in the top income quintile stay there as adults, and 40% of those born into the lowest quintile remain there. Only 8% of those raised in the top quintile drop to the lowest quintile as adults, according to the Pew Economic Mobility Project. According to a report by the Harvard Graduate School of Education, just over half of students who enroll in a 4-year college receive a bachelor's degree within 6 years. According to a Rutgers survey based on a nationwide sampling, only 51% of those who have graduated college since 2006 are now employed full-time. 20% are in graduate school. Who knows what happens to the others? According to Sheldon Jacobson of the University of Illinois, the added weight carried by vehicles due to obesity in America consumes an additional 938 million gallons of gasoline a year. Damn. According to UCLA, only 3.1% of the world's children live in the United States, but US families buy more than 40% of the toys globally. Delaware, a famous business haven, has more corporations than people, 945,000 to 897,000, according to the New York Times. One office building in Wilmington is home to more than 250,000 registered business. A study of retired investors between 1999 and 2009 showed those who hired a stockbroker underperformed those managing their own money by 1.5% a year. Fees accounted for only about half the gap, writes Jason Zweig of The Wall Street Journal. Researchers from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine estimate the world is overweight by a collective 17 million tons, or the equivalent of 226 million people weighing 150 pounds. According to The Economist, the average life expectancy of public companies shrank from 65 years in the 1920s to less than 10 in the 1990s. According to the New York Times, in the last 5 years, the United States and Canada combined have become the fastest-growing sources of new oil supplies around the world, overtaking producers like Russia and Saudi Arabia. Solar panel prices have plunged 82% since 2009, according to Bloomberg. America is home to less than 5% of the world's population, but nearly a quarter of its prisoners. In 1900, the standard American workweek was 60 hours a week, and now we are considering a 4-day week. Facebook claims 100 billion friend connections have been made on its social network. Interesting, as there are only 7.7 billion people. Thanks for watching. If you like, please subscribe.